for Yamamuni Akwaba Eba Melodies Podcast YouTube channel so Yamamuni Akwaba Eba Melodies Podcast YouTube channel so na yenya audio bia etrese eye President Nana Akuffo Addo embra or ye the last campaign for 2016 election or say onya power within the first 18 months no be see 350 secondary schools. Now some better us on the message subscribe and click the notification bell on the down screen so see here. Mesan so actual senior wo be ye no ehwe ye ne sa pepepe emayen down screen so see here me share ye ne sa pepepe o subscribe ya na we me notification bell on so amayen. Aha na yenti asem ne so a audio we etrese embra Akuffo Addo opese o wini eye power no oka say Ghana yentoma na yentoma na the first 18 months no obesi eye 350 senior high schools sana eye President Nana Akuffo Addo kan the first 18 months obesi 350 senior high schools one case obetua bi so obeka so obesi from scratch 350 na 2 years into ne amamu no Akuffo Addo senior high schools no onsi ba ko kraye na we ema eye Asempa FM eye information minister eni aye no kojo upon nkruma a enkane na oye semtroni a obeda na politicians isia no oba Asempa FM ena na ye bisa ne nsem na ye bisa ne se na ade na Akuffo Addo eka so be 350 senior high schools at 2 years o ka se first 18 months so one ka se ne 4 years o ka se first 18 months 2 years no first 18 months na pa ho a onsi ba ko kra ena kojo upon nkruma ka se ono de manifesto no modi ye adwuma na manifesto ne de na saa de no enim manifesto no na nkofo ka se nti na Akuffo Addo o data yan na efise na mo aye manifesto no ansa yekoto aba mo ye manifesto na ansa yekoto aba na we the last campaign en Akuffo Addo ka asem we that time na mo aye mo manifesto wi nti na Akuffo Addo onim se o data yan na we na yebisa no ewo Asempa na yenko tie answers a yekojo upon nkruma emaaye ene nsema osanso ekatua so
from scratch, whilst rehabilitating and expanding existing ones. Since these schools will be spread across the length and breadth of our country, this construction activity will immediately lead to an explosion of employment in all districts of our country.
You could see saying on Asempa FM.
And the voice of Nana Akuffo Addo. Kojo. Uso Kaimi Bissau said, did you find it in our manifesto? For 2016? Yeah, that's the question I asked you. And the reason for which I make that point is, so here a memoir yebuya first, Uber Power, I think if you read Article 36.5, it says you pick your manifesto, and then we convert it into a medium-term development program. And nona afibia uyisika if you budget more ediye. If you listen to the clip that you played, even though you don't find it in the manifesto, the president talks at the time, he talks about a commitment to improve infrastructure. And he says that we have to rehabilitate what already exists, and then he has a commitment to build 350. But the manifesto that we have on the table speaks specifically of funding senior high school education as a means to expanding basic education, primarily, and only the immediate focus that we are going on. Now, in fulfillment of that general commitment to improve infrastructure, and we have made available through Get Fund $1.5 billion to start the commencement of rehabilitating all of these abandoned senior high school projects and infrastructure that you see all over the place. And for me, I don't even see much of a discrepancy. It is not in the 2016 manifesto. I'm not aware it's in the 2016 manifesto. What is in it is what we are following. And in addition to that, we've made $1.5 billion available. They started the rehabilitation. No? I'm sure if by the time you are done with it, there's really no need to construct a bit more. We won't say that let's construct just because there was a commitment that was made by the candidate at the time. So we should expand infrastructure, starting with rehabilitating and building about 350 extra. We will say
so the commitment was in 2012 from Nanado.
I agree.
But if
you read Akomia makes the point to say, in 2012, Yakasi BC 350 no, and now Ramahama Kasi BC 200, and that commitment remains. Commitment to expand infrastructure remains. And then, as we are in power, we are following through that commitment with about 1.5 billion. We are following through the commitment to expand infrastructure, about 1.5 billion made available to the senior high school infrastructure program. And I make a choice, if indeed by the time we finish this expansion program, now heard the numbers in the senior high school, it is not necessary to build 350. I'm not sure you'll be even asking us by force in 350. So for me, the big things are two. Improving the infrastructure, expanding the infrastructure, which, as we have agreed, is ongoing. Yeah, we say they are not 10 years. You my president Abi Piano in fulfillment of that commitment. And then, as a second step, to ensure, say, Akwalebia or qualified piano, an opportunity to get into those institutions.
The producer, the voice clip for Nanado was in 2016, final rally, trade fair, and Nanado make that particular promise. 18 months, 350. But we can say a commitment to expand infrastructure. In the area, 350, but we school.
As a the commitment is twofold: to expand infrastructure at the senior high school level, which today you are seeing take place. I've given you my personal example. I've also given you the example of about 1.5 billion that has been made available to do it across the various places where schools be brave. If by the time we are done, indeed, we still have to build 350 more, though it is not in the manifesto. He's a man who is committed to his word. He will follow through on it. If by the time we are done, really, the infrastructure we have at the time does not require us to go build 350 extra, we will not be debating, say still we should build it. The two things we are measuring will be: one, is there enough infrastructure? Two, and Kualana Air Qualifying, are they having an opportunity to get into senior high school with the cost barriers taken out of it? And I believe that these two parameters.
From the making, one thing that standing out, say, into your channel, say, Basa campaign season in a kickstart. Platform be also can be I just said your manifesto.
I mean, you will find general commitments that are expressed, but you will find it in fine print in a manifesto, which you can hold them to account for. Now, what you watch out for, they say, has the policy position shifted? Has it changed? Has the commitment changed? If the commitment has not changed, and if indeed, and then watch what he's doing on education. Now, quite clear, say he's committed to expanding education infrastructure. He's committed to every Akwalebia or pass getting into the schools. I'm not sure you have an argument with him. But of course, the conversation is not just about education. It's about 1,000,001 other things which need to be done. Most thankfully, he's following through.
My other questions are about ways. Good afternoon, Obi and Kojo. My dad thinks Honorable Kojo Upon Nkrumah has failed as an information minister because they are not making use of GTV to advertise the government. Or say, an example is last week on GTV's discussion. They were discussing what the government has done in 2 years. About 4 panel members, none was able to say something good about the government. They all talked about the negatives. What does he have to say about this?
Oh, I'm not sure
GTV under his ministry, David Atwatha.
I'm not sure, so you can use whether or not GTV discusses the work of the government as a measure of whether or not government is succeeding or whether or not the information ministry is putting out government's message.
Okay.
GTV is one out of over 40-something television stations. You can check their market share in for example. There are 1,000,001 other media houses that share the word. People consume media from various platforms. Yes. And at the Ministry of Information, we've introduced several things that are ensuring, say, on a regular basis, and is being made available. You send reporters from Asempa and Adom to these press briefings, and you hear the word on what is being done, whether it's in railways or landing beaches or on infrastructure or whatnot. And so we put out the word. If one particular station in its empaneling does not empanel people who may particularly share GTV is a state broadcaster. People don't know, but we can't dictate to them. The National Media Commission will not take it kindly if you choose to dictate to
information ministry to me and
no, you cannot. You you cannot. In fact, the Constitution prescribes that. Say they have to have editorial independence, and the National Media Commission will back at you anytime you try to do that. So for us, the big thing is this: how do we get the multiplicity of media channels across the country to hear the good news of what government is doing? And I think, say, that's what we've been doing so far.
Okay, we say, let me see. We every on Kenya say, so good afternoon, boss. I'm watching you live. Ask the minister what is the essence of the Constitution Day, and brief me on Galamsey after the ban was lifted. Greetings to the staff of Dichemso Methodist Credit Union. Ewo Afrancho and Dichemso.
Constitution
Day, the relevance, any Galamsey
monitor amount. Ghana back of some tray and say 3 times past. Ya try say ya de Mrakuni bebo Ghana a memono atnasia. Mrakuni a friend constitution. A de bebo Ghana a memoni na atnasia. So here independence in 1957. And yes, here dear dear. Now so we are we are just say Sebi Oba Penny Elizabeth or English Abridged Memo.